it. I have no fear whatsoever of anybody or anything.
Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. That's the challenge. And of course, the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. Now, sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Incredible. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Breaking Bread, a safe place to share ideas on a personal human development delivered around food, fitness and motivation. I'm your host, Horace Jones, the Game Changer. This is your game-changing moment. It only takes a moment to change the game. How are we doing, guys? This is another end of a week. How are we feeling? How's the week been for some of us? Are we finding it that implementing these new things that I'm putting out, like doing a list, looking at making every single day count, living as every single day or living as every minute of the day counts? Are these things benefiting you, or are they just another thing for you to think about? So today's topic is, I want to show you another thing. Do you mind passing me my book there, please, be on the laptop? Yep. I want to show you guys some of the things today, what I've been doing. Now, one of the things I want to tell you about, guys, is about how personal development is so important. And it's a thing where we have to start learning how to work on yourself. They say, work on yourself more than you work on your job, all right? It all depends on what job you have as well, because that job that you have may be your ideal job. So if that's your ideal, then absolutely you will be working to your best. So some of us haven't got our ideal job, but at the same time, we spend more time at work than we spend at home or we spend with our loved ones or whatnot. So today I want to talk about the power of working on yourself. So normally, every time or every year, I buy a diary, okay? I buy a very basic diary. Very basic diary. I wonder if I can show one of my diaries at the minute. Do you mind getting one of them diaries out the top there, please? Anyone? So normally, like I said to you, every year, I get, obviously this one's a bit old, but I normally get a basic diary, very basic. And these are the things that I put on. I kind of like put like, I don't know, for obviously dates, what's going on in my life, things what's coming up, birthdays, appointments, and just very basic. But I use it to try and like set goals and make sure I don't forget things. You know, comes with old age, you forget things. But yeah, that's what I do with a basic diary. Okay. Now here, this here that I have here now is I've not even really looked at it, but you know, it's absolutely incredible. Now normally, the diary that I buy, it costs is normally about £1, maybe £2 maximum. Now, I've just invested in this diary here. I don't know if you can see this here. See there? Now, this diary, I'll take it out, let you see. That's what it looks like. So that's the front of it there, and you can all see that there, the front of it. So this is the front of this diary here. So this diary sets me at £27.50, nearly £28, okay? So this is what it looks like, £28. Now, why would I spend £28 on a diary? Why would I spend why would I not keep buying the one that I've been buying for £1 or £2 for the last, I don't know, 10 years that's been working quite well? Why have I suddenly thought I'm going to spend £27.50 or £27.70 on the diary? The difference is what's in this diary that's better than the £2 diary, okay? Now, for me, it's all about self-development. It's all about how do you make yourself get to where you want to be, or how do you basically improve yourself. Now, by having a tool like this can help you improve yourself. For guys that want to know where you buy it from, I got it from Amazon. I've got another link, so I'll tell you what the link is and what the diary is called and XYZ. But yeah, I bought this from Amazon. I want to say thank you to Claire, because Claire's the one that got me this diary. So thank you very much, Claire, for my diary. Big shout for my diary. And yeah, and to be honest with you, I've not even looked at it yet. I've just kind of like, I've just browsed in it, like, you know, little things like this I've browsed on. It's little things that I've seen in it that I thought to myself, wow, it's just another, like, it's a bit of a journey, like a self-help book. And yeah, I thought, you know, it's all about stepping up your game. And if you step up your game, it means that you're gonna find yourself getting better. You're gonna find yourself improving. So the reason why I've spent £27 on a diary is to improve myself. Now, sometimes, guys, we might question the price of things. We might question, oh, that's too expensive. Now, going back maybe 2 years ago, I probably would have thought that £27 for a diary was absolutely ludicrous. I would have thought, I'm not spending £27 on a diary when I can buy one for £1, okay? But as I'm getting older, I'm realising the value of certain things. A lot of us value things like material things, like we might value a pair of trainers, we might value a pair of shoes, we might value a pair of jeans, a jumper, a t-shirt, a top. And we might value that top at, I don't know, £70. I'm thinking paying £70 for a t-shirt is acceptable. We might thinking paying £500 for a pair of shoes is acceptable. It's down to the individual. But when it comes to self-development and self-improvement and self-knowledge, I don't think we should look at putting a price in that, because from when you can better yourself, it means that eventually your surroundings are going to start changing. And what we've got to understand, guys, change starts within, okay? We need to stop looking at things changing outside. We've got to start changing within. So having a tool like a good diary that can keep track of things, you can set your goals, you can set your games. Now, you can probably do all that in a normal diary. I'm not saying you can't, because that's what I've been doing for the last how many years. But this is just a step higher than a normal diary. I think this has a bit more things in there that can keep you on the track. So I'm not trying to promote this diary because they're not paying me to promote it. But I bought this diary and I thought it was something good to tell the viewers, because I do believe in each one, teach one. Okay, if you know something, if you can teach other people, that's what I've been doing for the last, I don't know, 20 odd years of my life. I work with young people, I work with adults, and I'm always trying to up people's game around me, because I think that's what I'm here for, is to teach people the knowledge that I have. And it's nothing better than passing something on that I have just established in my life. And again, like I said, I want to say thank you to Claire. That's kind of like put me onto this diary here. So yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about today, about self-improvement. And how basically being on a self-development journey is a never ending stop. Developing yourself is not it's like a never ending race. It's like when you finish that race, there's a new race again, you know? So the minute you feel as if like I've developed in one area, there's another area of your life that needs developing. So it's a never ending a race that never seems to end. And it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, okay? So the more you can read, the more you can get knowledge that can push yourself, the better off it's going to be. Like it says, it's all about what value you bring to the marketplace. That's going to dictate what wage you get. Okay, so if you got value, that's why two people can work for the same company and have totally different two wages, because one's got more knowledge than the other person. So it's all about what value you bring to the company, or what value you bring to anything that you're going to be involved in. Okay. And again, if you look at sports, football players, that's why one football player can get $1 million, another football player can get 10 grand a week. Yeah, and the only difference is what each person brings to the team, what value they bring. The next one I want to move on is the power of investment into your children. Why should you invest into your children? And if you haven't got no children, invest into your family, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your mum, your dad, your cousin, whatever. Why is it important to invest in your children? I think it's very, very important because a lot of us out here, we are going to get old. And there is nothing worse than getting old and your children not bothering with you because you didn't spend time with them, you didn't invest in them, and you didn't show them how to develop themselves. Now, for a lot of us out here, we've not had a good role model. Okay, we've had a reasonable, we've not had an excellent role model. And I believe as a parent, being a role model doesn't just cover as like, well, my kids have got nice clothes. My kids don't want for nothing, okay? There's also another way of looking at things, like when it comes to educating your children in a way where they're going to be like one step ahead of you. So like, for example, I believe in a lot of things for a lot of people is financial. A lot of us don't know how to deal with money. Even though a lot of us make a lot of money, we don't know how to angle money. Now, this passes down to our siblings. So if you can show your kids how to deal with money, how to know about investments, how to know about the different kinds of incomes, it means that you're giving them knowledge that schools are not giving them. And it means that they're better equipped. So, for example, I do believe in that we are going to be changing into a digital world. I'm not going to say when, because I don't know when. And I haven't got the knowledge to tell you when we're going to be fully moving into a digital world. Now, once we move into a digital world, it means that the money is going to also go into a digital format. And for a lot of us, this might be far-fetched, you know, oh, nothing's going to change and da-da-da. Now, there's a lot of motions that's going on a day-to-day basis that the news, the media doesn't promote, so we don't know about these things. Unless you're a good reader or you're a good researcher, you never really truly find out what's going on around you, okay? So going back to why is it important to invest in your children is two reasons. One of the reasons is so they can have a better start than what you had, or they can be on level to what's going on around them. Okay, so like right now, I think the world knows about Bitcoin. If you don't know about Bitcoin, you must be sleeping under a rock. Okay, so we all know about Bitcoin, but we don't know about anything else. We don't know about Ethereum. We don't know about Cardano. We don't know about Stellar. We don't know about, well, we might know about XRP because that's been in the news. But that's just one digital aspect, okay? There's lots of different things that's going on digitally. Now, I also believe in if you can start having certain conversations with your siblings about money, let them understanding the value of saving. So say that child has £1, and if you can teach that child to say, okay, I've got £1, but I'm going to save 20 pence out of that pound. And every pound that I get, I'm going to save 20 pence. Now, if they can adapt this concept from a young age, it just basically keeps going when they're older. So this is why it's so important to start teaching young people from a very young age how to invest, how to deal with money, how to understand money, and how to understand make money work for them instead of them working for money. I have a day job. My day job is that I work with kids with challenging behaviours, and I work for my money. Most days when I finish, I'm exhausted because it's they got challenging behaviour. So obviously, they're not like, you know, easy to work with. But again, obviously you learn and you adapt. But at the same time, it is a hard work to work. So I am working for my money, okay? Which is, again, I'm happy with that because I do like my job. But at the same time, if I can now find a way to educate my children to say, okay, then I can show you a way that you don't have to trade hours for money, because that's what I do. I have to go to work and I've got to trade my hours for money. So how can I now show my children that they can do 4 hours and make the same amount of money as 8 hours? Or how can they do 2 hours and make the same amount of money as a day's work or a week's work? Now, this is where a lot of us have not been taught, where the small minority have been doing for years and they've passed it on to their siblings. That is why for generations, most of us have a certain level of thinking or a certain level of jobs that we have as a family. It's just normally maybe one of our family members may break out and get a good job, but the majority hold, we kind of stay to a certain bracket of income, okay? So if you ask yourself and you go back to your family, the highest income your family might have ever had is probably 30 grand or 40 grand, and no one in the family has ever made more than that, okay? And then comes one sibling that's now making 50 grand. So now they've set a new benchmark where in another family, 50 grand is a starting wage, where everyone has always made 70 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand, okay? So for them to make 80 grand, it's nothing for that family because they've always made a lot of money. So how can we transfer this information down to our siblings? A simpler way is show them what you know now, or basically expose them to what's going on, expose them to the digital world, expose them to the online marketing, expose them to how to make money off the internet. And these are the things where, you know, you don't have to know what's going on. It's just about you understanding, right, I need to read more. I need to invest in books. There was even a book that I want to buy, and it talks about how to understand trades, how to understand fundamentals. Now, if I want to get into a certain knowledge of a job, there is nothing better than me getting a book on that job. Now, remember, when it comes to books, guys, most people that write books is because they've absolutely jumped on to whatever that you want to learn, and they've mastered it and wrote a book about it. So they're going to save you the legwork and the headache of the mistakes that you can make and cut them down by reading this book. So this is why it's so important to teach your children the power of reading. And reading means reading any book. But if you can start looking at specific books, it means that the books that you're buying can be specific to a certain area where you want your children to learn. Okay, so if that's finance, get a book on finance. If that's about, I don't know, internet, get a book on the internet. If it's about health, get a book on health. There is all these books surrounded by all these other things that we can learn. So the power of what did I say? Basically development. So buying a diary, or putting yourself on a course, or educating yourself more. All these things bring you more value. The more value you have, the more you're worth. Okay. Now a lot of us can sit down and say, "Oh, life's not about money. Life's about happiness." And yeah, but we all want to have money ourselves, don't we? We all want to experience what it's like to have money. Okay. So I believe in the more value you are, the more money you can make. Okay. And for me personally, I'm not going to speak for nobody else, but for me, the more money I have, the more opportunities I can give my children, and the more opportunities I can give myself, and the more opportunities I can give to people that I work with. Okay, so for me, I am trying to basically up my game in that way. Teaching my kids, I feel as if like I grew up with very small education, and there's a lot of things I'm just learning now at the age of 43, where I feel as if like, as most of us say, if I knew what I knew back then, I'll and it's no lie. If most of us knew what we knew now, we'll probably be in a different situation. But I'm not trying to rewind the clock. I'm trying to teach my kids what I know now. So that means that, okay, I'm into cryptocurrency. So I'm going to teach my kids about that. I'm into blockchain. So I'm going to teach my kids about that. I'm into health. So I'm going to teach my kids about that. I'm into how the mind works. So I'm going to teach my kids of that. I'm into basically being a leader. I'm going to pass that on to my kids. So these are the skills that I believe that can give our children the better handover than buying them the latest trainers, buying them the latest clothes, giving them everything that they want. And I think we need to go back down and look at giving our kids wisdom rather than giving our kids gifts, okay? Because gifts is a thing where within a week, 2 weeks, that gift is forgotten about. But wisdom is a thing that can stay with them, and they can also pass that down to their children. So this is why it's so important to talk about financial, talk about health, talk about what's going on right now in the with the government, with the world. And these are the things that's going to give them the ammunition that they need to survive, rather than trying to think, well, my kid's only 8 or 9, I'm not going to speak about that, and da-da-da. Now remember, the rich man's telling his kids this. You understand? The rich man's already passing this information on, you know. And the difference between a grammar school and a government school is a massive difference. In a private school, you've been learning how to be a boss. In a government school, you learn how to be a worker. And that's the difference. One of them, you're training to be a boss, own your own company, lead a company, be a CEO. Next one, they're teaching you how to go into a job, a company, and be a worker. And that's about it. It's only up to you to obviously up your game, so you can now probably eventually break that tie and be that CEO. But 9 times out of 10, a normal school teaches us how to just be a worker. They don't teach us how to be a leader. They don't teach us how to be a CEO. Where, like I said, a private school, these are the basic skills that these kids are learning on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, it's so important to start educating our children in a way where we're giving them lots of ammo to basically be able to maneuver into this mad world that we live in today. Okay, we don't want our children to be falling behind, so it's up to us to educate our children in a way where they are armed with ammunition that they need to be able to maneuver in the best way possible. Okay, what time are we on? About to kitchen time. The next thing I want to speak about the power of helping others. Why should you help other people? I'm gonna carry on with that when I get in the kitchen. So we're gonna have a little bit of a transition. So we're gonna go over there. We're gonna turn this off. Turn this on. I'm gonna turn this off as well. And then we're gonna go in the kitchen. So again, it's been a bit of a rush today. Finished a bit late and I've had a bit of rush. But today, guys, I'm gonna do some stuffed peppers. I've not got the peppers what I wanted, but the stuffed peppers, so we're gonna try. No, we're not gonna try. We are gonna do a bit of a recipe called stuffed peppers. And what ingredients we're gonna use? So far, I'm a bit behind schedule, so bear with me a second while I get these ingredients out, and we can start getting on with our job. I'm gonna turn the oven on now, just for the sake of turning the oven on, and I'm gonna do that there. I've already got a bit of a sweet potato in there already, so I'm gonna let that do what it's doing. Put this here. I'm gonna go with my I'm going with this here. I'm gonna go with this as well. And I'm gonna go with this as well. And what else I'm gonna go with? I'm gonna go with this as well. Yep, so now I'm ready. So what we got here, guys, let's see. So we got my beef tomato. Got my beef tomato. Beef tomato's been in there a long time, so I need to definitely use this up. So what we got? So I've got my quinoa that I'm going to do now in a minute, quick. I've got red pepper, yellow, orange pepper. I've got some spinach. I've got some green beans. Got some mushrooms here. And I'm going to throw this in as well. Should I throw this in? Yeah, I'm going to throw this in as well. I'm going to throw my aubergine in. Yeah, so these are the ingredients we're going to do, and we're going to put them into our stuffed peppers, and it's going to be beautiful. So again, guys, bear with me while I get this going. Let's go. So yeah, as I was saying before, why is it important to help other people? Why is it so important? It's important because I'm a true believer of each one teach one. You know, it's like we've always had teachers in our lives or role models, even if we can't even acknowledge it. So from a child, your guardian is your role model or your teacher. So that could be your mum, your auntie, your or any relative, or even somebody you don't know. But that's going to be the person that teaches you right from wrong. That's the person that's going to guide you, and that person that's going to show you certain things in life. Okay? So we've always had one of them. So as we get older, we now move on to school, where now our role models or our coach or whatever is now our teacher. And they show us certain things, they teach us certain things. And when we leave school, we go to college, the same thing again. We have somebody that stands over us, a lecturer, and they tell us basically what we need to know. And we've always been basically helped in a way. So there is nothing big about passing the help on. And when you do help other people, guys, the power of helping somebody is a feeling that you can't really, I would say you can't put money on. It's not a thing where you can start saying, well, okay, right, you can put a price in this. It's a priceless feeling when you help somebody and they say thank you, or you see that person smile, or you see that person starts changing how they are because of the way you've helped them. This is the oil I bought the other day. It's garlic oil, so I'm going to try this out, what it tastes like. Again, it's all about flavouring for me, guys. And again, I don't really want to drown my pot with oil. It's all about just a splash, Yeah, there's a splash. So let's get the mushrooms on the go first. Pour these in, wash these mushrooms. I'm going to use 2, 4. I'm going to use 5 mushrooms. 5 mushrooms should be in there. So yeah, and on this path, guys, of helping people, you're going to get people that's going to help you as well. And some of the times you get somebody that's helping you, and that help might stop, or things might not work out how it was going in the beginning. And sometimes we always look at, oh, that person's done with this, or that person stopped doing this, or that person did it, because we now kind of like depend on that person. We give that person our power, and when that person stops doing what they're doing, where our lives starts being at a halt, and that's when we start having that feeling of disliking that person, because we give that person our power, and that person is not coming through with what they say they're supposed to come through. So now we kind of feel a bit upset about what's going on, and we start disliking that person. Where I'm looking to turn it on the head, because before you dislike that person, you used to like that person. And sometimes that person has taught you skills and showed you things that you probably would have never knew until you met that person. So we've got to start looking at what we've gained rather than what we've not gained, okay? So I'm going to give my little pepper some little bit of score just a little bit of not too much, a little bit of stab there, stab there, stab, 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 go there. Like I said, I've got 3 peppers there. Got 1 big one and I've got 2 small ones, but yeah, put that in there now. I'm going to put that in there as well. I'm going to give that about, I don't know, let's go for a little 10 minutes, yeah? A little 10 minutes in there to do what it's doing. Got that going on there. So yeah, like I said guys, we're talking about sometimes that people that we've depended on has let us down, and all we can think about is what they've let us down with, not what we've gained while we've been around that person and what that person's done for us so far before we got to where we got to. So never forget guys, always be optimistic about what's going on in your life rather than be a pessimist, and look at things as on a positive side, yeah, because it's too easy to look at things negative and say, well, this person done this and this person done that and da 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 da. So let's try and put it on his head. We're looking at it on a game changer kind of concept. We're gonna not even let bad news get us down. We're not gonna let somebody not coming through let us down. We're not gonna make everyday things get us down, because we're game changers. We're gonna always look at things on a positive note and look at people in your life sometimes for a short time or maybe for a long time. Sometimes we don't know, but while doing our lives, let's just try and learn as much as we can. And yeah, learn as much as we can. That's all we can do, guys. Definitely learn as much as we can. So I've got my aubergines in there, I've got my mushrooms, I've got my garlic seasoning, I've got my garlic oil. Pepper in there. And you know I'm going to have to put some ginger in there, guys. You know what I'm saying? You know I've got to put some ginger in there. Definitely been cooking with the ginger. I want to keep it up. Power of ginger, guys. Research it. Definitely. So again, I'm going to throw my beans in next. So, get this in now. And the ginger in there, guys. And again, these are the things, guys, if you can, you're going to have to start when you're cooking, just try and throw these things in all the time, man. Cook with them all the time. You can always research the things that I cook with, look at the nutrients that's in these foods that I'm using, you know. Again, quinoa bubbling up, my quinoa bubbling up, yeah. Give my quinoa a little stir. And again, my quinoa is just taking away the rice. You know, it's still a family of the rice, but I'm enjoying this more. I used to be definitely a hard rice eater, but I've tried to use different stuff nowadays. Again, I'm going to use some of these peppers there. I'm going to go with a handful of peppers. I'm going to cut them off first, but I'll give them a wash first. So yeah, guys, don't forget, like I says, we meet people for a reason. Every single day you meet people. Sometimes you might dismiss it, but sometimes just having a conversation with somebody, you know, you never know how far that conversation might lead to, or what opportunities could come from that conversation. But it's very important to understand that you don't just meet people for the sake of meeting people, because 5 minutes later or 5 minutes sooner, that person would have passed you. So I'm telling you guys, we do meet people for a reason. And sometimes that reason could be the smallest thing or the largest thing. And like I said, sometimes when we do meet people, that person might maybe only be in our lives for a very short time. But at the same time, always try and see what positiveness you got from that rather than look at the negative, or look at the things that you've not achieved. You know, look at the stuff that you've gained. Because there's always gain from being around somebody. And that gain could be something, it may look negative, but when you flip it, it could be positive. Yeah? It's just as like, again, how we choose to look at certain things. So I've got my beans in there now. Got my mushroom, my beans, eggplant. I'm gonna leave my baby leaf to lap because that don't really need to go in there fast. I'm gonna leave my tomato as well. So we can eat the tomato raw, basically. And this is a quick meal. This is not a lot. This is a very quick meal. I think I might throw some spring onion in there as well. Might throw some little spring onion in. So I'm gonna get one of these. Like I said, guys, sometimes we're busy. We haven't got time to be in the kitchen. 20 minutes, 40 minutes. We haven't got time for that. We just want something quick that has all the nutrition values that our body needs. And this is one of the meals there. It's quick, but it still packs all the nutrition that we need. Take the quinoa down, I don't want it to cook too quick. Take it down a little bit. There. Some of these in there. A handful again, guys, of this. Everything's a handful today. It's a handful. All we need is a handful. Again, all that's cooking, this is mostly steam, not oil in there, cooking with steam now, guys. To finish off with now, I'm going to put my tomato in there. Like I said, I had a potato, sweet potato that I've already put in, so I'm going to put a bit of sweet potato in there as well. So this is what I'm going to put inside my pepper. I'm going to put all these ingredients inside my pepper, guys. Again, I'm not trying to cook up my peppers. All I want to do is just for them to just be a bit soft. Because remember, we can already eat these things almost raw. So what we're trying to do is just still want to hear that crunch. So where are we at now? Quinoa's coming on lovely. As you can see, it's drying out. Turn the fire down. Go down any lower. Can it go down any lower? Then put it away. Again, I'm always trying to tidy up, cook and tidy as I go. That way there's less tidying up for me to do when I finish. You see what I'm here now, what's my pepper saying? It's not gone off yet. No, it's still got a bit longer in there. That'll do me. So, again, I'm going to get my diary, guys. Show you what's going on in the diary. Where we at? So yeah, you guys that want to know. So this is it here now. The Law of Attraction Planner, 12 months journey, creating a dream life, 12 months with a guy, you go. And this one here, absolutely, there's no date in it as well. So I've got one where there's no dates. So it means that, you know, I can start it right now and I've not missed 6 months or 7 months. So I can start it today and carry on until next year at the same time. So that's what it's called there, guys, if you want to know. And yeah, we're going to go through, these are like little stickers there that I've got with it. That I can put on it, a little bit of stickers to say, I am beautiful, I am blessed, I am enough. That's a great one there, isn't it? Invite myself to happy in my life. So again, that looks good. Little stickers there. We've got ones there, like little weight ones again as well. So let me turn this off. That's finished. What else we got here? Like some other kind of stickers there, like stickers madness, isn't it? I feel like I'm a little kid. But this is what I like so far. This bit here, I kind of like this bit here. The Law of Attraction Roadmap. You know what I mean? So these are the things that we can start looking at. I've seen a bit that we, you kind of mark. This is it here. So this is like, I suppose you like tick it in it. So exercising, meditation, deep breath, accept and let go. Spend time in nature. Practice mindfulness. Pray. Let's guide and meditate. So again, all these things there, guys. You know, it just gives you a list. You know. I'm going to be trying to do these things daily. I've exercised today, tick. I've meditated today, tick. I'll look at it every weekly. Okay, these are a little journey stuff as well. You know, like I says, so far it looks a bit more in depth, more than a normal diary. This is where I start, and this is what I like. This is most important life question. What would I want to expect in life, and money? What it says, what would I want to expect in life, experience in life, if time and money were not an issue? So that's a great question already, mate. That's like one of them mind thinkers, like, I don't know even how to even answer that question already. I ain't got a clue how to answer that one there. How do I want to grow? Again, another great question. What do I want to contribute to this world? Again, these are some great questions here, mate. These are some mind opening questions where it's like you've got to think how to answer them. You can't just say, well, yeah, I'm just going to throw something down because it's not going to make sense. And it's also the questions that you're going to put down. It's questions that you're going to reflect back on. Maybe next year to say, okay, then this year I put this down. Have I achieved what I worked to achieve? Have I move on? You know what I mean? This one says, number 9, what does a successful life look like for me? So again, what does a successful life look like for you? Or what is a successful life? Because a successful life is different for everybody. Not everyone has the same path or the same goals or the same things that make them happy in life. So that's a great question. And I think so far this can be tailored to anybody. And that's what, you know, so far I'm loving this book. And I've not even started it yet. So again, I plan to start this book on Sunday when I'm going to sit down and answer some questions. It says, set 50 goals in all areas of your life. Absolutely marvelous. So set 50 goals. Whoops, I'm dropping my stickers. Set 50 goals. Yeah. So again, what things do you want to improve in your life? And to set 50 goals. Right now, most of us can probably set 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 goals. Off my head, I don't think I can set 50 goals. But it's also something good to look at, something great to plan towards. So again, that's my normal diary there. That's my £27 diary. And you can see the difference already, which both diaries, one's helped me already to think, where one I've got to do the thinking. This one's helping me to think, this one I've got to do the thinking. So that's why I've invested in a £27 diary to help me improve myself and feel. Because the more I'm improving, the more value I'm going to be bringing to whatever I'm doing. As you can see, the quinoa is done. Letting it dry out. And yeah, I'm going to start getting my peppers on the go. Peppers on the go. Peppers on the go. So even though my timer's not gone off yet, I'm going to give it 10 minutes, about 4 minutes left. I'm going to take these out. I'm going to leave my potato in. Again, I'm going to get my peppers here. First thing I do, I want to cut off the top. Whew, that's hot, mate. That's hot, absolutely hot. We're going to hold that there like that. Then we're going to cut out the inside. Woo. This is why, guys, you're going to try, if you can, try and get the big peppers. Because the bigger they are, the more stuffing you can put in them. The smaller they are, obviously, the less stuffing you can put inside them. It's all about size here, guys. Size matters. Definitely size matters right now. So I'm going to pop this out. That was my 10 minutes up for my peppers, but I've already taken them out. Woo! And this is hot, guys. So again, let it cool down. But as you know, we're on a time schedule, so I want to try and get this done quick. So again, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. This is one of the peppers that don't want to come out. There you go. Number 2. I think I'm going to leave number 3 actually. So quick cut here. Woo. Again, guys, I'm telling you, it's absolutely on fire. Definitely got to have some asbestos on there right now. Trying to concentrate here, guys, because trying to get it whole. So this one is beautiful because it's big, okay? But the rest of them are pretty small. So straight away, let me get a little spoon. I'm going to use a little spoon there. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put some quinoa in that first. There, I'm going to put some of this in there next. Finish off with a little bit more quinoa in there. Push that down there. Yeah, oh, that looks beautiful. So there's one done. Put my lid back on. Same again, because these are much smaller. Can't really put more than. That's why, guys, it's so important to try and get big peppers rather than these little small ones here. Yeah, I think these ones are probably from the corner shop. If you go to Aldi, probably, or Asda, you might get bigger ones. And the big ones, just like I said, just allows you to put more stuff in it, where these ones are very small, so I'm fighting to get some food inside them, you know. But yeah. There we go there, put that on there. And hold this up. There we go. Lean on me if you're not strong, 'cause I'll be there to lean on, yeah. What I'm doing right now, peppers are leaning on each other there, guys. Where we at now? I'm saying it's definitely worth buying bigger peppers, guys, you know. But yeah, thanks all the same though. We have got peppers because I was in a rush. So sent my daughter out to shop. But she knows the difference now between peppers on the street and peppers in our, and it makes you think to yourself, which ones are better? Are these ones, them ones there, healthy because they're so big? These ones healthy because they're so small? Who knows? We don't even know anymore. You know? Yeah, there we go there. So while that's on there, I'm gonna get rid of these here now. Again, I'm gonna put these back in. And then remember, guys, these are already cooked, so it's just about warming them up, getting the flavours to run off each other. Again guys, I prefer to cook with sweet potato rather than a normal potato. There's more goodness in a sweet potato than there is in a normal potato. So if I'm making little chips for my kids, I try and use sweet potato. One, the kids like it, and two, it's a lot healthier. So yeah, definitely like a sweet potato meal. Woo! Yeah. Let's get rid of this there now. So we're going to plate this up now. What time we're on? We're on good time as well, guys. We're on good time. We're on good time. Yeah. On good time. I'm going to split this in half each. So we're going to go half here. We're going to go half here. What we're going to do, we've got quinoa here. This is my stuffed peppers, guys, with sweet potato. This is my stuffed peppers with sweet potato. I'm going to go and get my peppers out of the oven now. And yeah, we're going to definitely start having a little feast. So let's get this going there now and get this out. Let's turn this off. So here we have it, guys. This is my mixed peppers with sweet potato mix. A beautiful meal, packed with all the vitamins and minerals your body needs. Again, it's a quick recipe. It's not in the kitchen 45 minutes. It's a very quick recipe. And again, it's beautiful and it's delicious, guys. Try it. And again, it's still under a fiver. This is under a fiver. And again, it's packed with all the goodness, so it's definitely something that we need to it's definitely something that we need to look at, basically getting, because it's absolutely something that, like I said, it's nutrition and it's absolutely beautiful. So again, Horace Jones, the game changer. This is your game changing moment. Another episode of Breaking Bread. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I hope you've learned something today. Please like and share, and have a wonderful evening. Bye.